To some, the Buffalo Bills star quarterback Josh Allen remains an enigma, a volatile gunslinger with a few uncanny turnover abilities. Yet others see him as a definition of a franchise quarterback, a dual threat whose best performances don't just win games, they systematically destroy defenses. This is 10 times Josh Allen embarrassed his opponents. Starting strong at number 10 is the perfect postseason debut, where Allen cooked up something the Colts never expected. Before the epic showdown with the Chiefs, there was the crucial wildcard game against the Indianapolis Colts in the 2020 season. As the Colts had been for the whole season, they came in with a staunch defense, eager to secure a playoff victory after years of near misses. The plan was simple: keep the Bills' offense grounded, force Allen into mistakes. But this is Josh Allen we're talking about. So Allen didn't just answer, he went into overdrive, nailing an almost flawless debut. 324 yards, 2 touchdowns, but even better was the fact that he completed over 70% of his passes. Yet this wasn't even the real humiliation. Since the Colts were trying to disrupt passes, Allen took it to the ground, racking up 54 rushing yards, one attempt even going for a touchdown. While he was still a kid making his postseason debut, Allen didn't waver. He didn't shake, becoming the first player in NFL history with 300-plus passing yards and 50-plus rushing yards and 3 touchdowns in a playoff game. That's a passer rating of 121.6, sending the Colts packing back to Indianapolis. Such a shame they couldn't make it past Kansas City a few weeks later. Now, let's not get stuck on the defeats, as number 9 proves that when given the opportunity, Josh Allen is an absolute monster. It's 2019, Thanksgiving Day. While you were spending time with your family, drinking beer, and carving up some turkey, Josh Allen was carving up America's favorite team. Let's face it, the Cowboys, America's team, is usually known for their incredible defenses. Even the pregame chatter had Dallas pegged for a potential Super Bowl win. Not if Josh Allen could help it. In fact, Allen turned the national holiday into a buffet of humiliation, rendering Dak Prescott's 355 yards as nothing more than a footnote. He completed 19 of 24 passes for 231 yards and a touchdown. Capping it all off was the rushing touchdown from the read option, where he simply refused to be tackled, even stiff-arming a defender on his way to the end zone. That run was a true testament to his raw power and a national highlight. But it gets even better. This was the first time since 1975 that the Bills won a game on Thanksgiving, all thanks to the genius of one man. I guess being a Cowboys fan was painful on this sacred holiday. But sometimes, embarrassment is not delivered by slaying giants. Sometimes it is dished out through ruthless efficiency and perhaps kicking your opponent while they're down, as Allen proves at number 8. Let's travel forward a few years, to 2022 to be more precise. This time, Josh Allen, now almost a veteran, was taking no prisoners, and the sad men standing in front of him were none other than the Tennessee Titans. Week 2, Monday Night Football. The Titans, known for their physical grinding style, arrived in Buffalo. They believed they were built to withstand hell. What followed was something from a movie. Allen didn't just flourish, he torched the Titans, passing for 317 yards and completing 26 of his 38 passes. What's even more embarrassing is that all this was done in just 3 quarters, with the coaching team resting him for the 4th. Allen put up 4 touchdowns. I guess Stephon Diggs had the game of his life, just reeling in passes and streaking to the end zone. At the end of 60 minutes, the final score was nothing short of a blowout. Bills 41, Titans 7. And to cap it all off, he had a passer rating of 128.9. I had to rewatch a game a couple of times to find out if the Titans secondary was actually on the field, or if it was just a total capitulation of their defensive structure. Maybe you can let me know in the comments. But what happens when 2 giants collide? 2 of the greatest players of a generation come face to face. This is exactly what we get at number 7, largely helped by the Chiefs' October nightmare. Instead of one day, they thought Halloween was all month, I guess. Let's get one thing straight. We always talk about Brady versus Manning, Brady versus Breeze, but in the modern era, 2 new juggernauts have taken over as prime rivals. Every game between the Chiefs and Bills is the defining quarterback matchup of this generation. So, when these 2 teams lined up in Week 6 of the 2022 season at Arrowhead, I bet that 2020 loss was firmly in the mind of Josh Allen, and he was looking to make amends. With the game on the line late in the fourth quarter, the Chiefs held a narrow 3-point lead. Both Mahomes and Allen had been cooking, 338 yards for Mahomes, 329 for Allen. The main difference was the 2 picks Mahomes uncharacteristically threw. With a minute left on the clock, Allen carved up the Chiefs with a mega 76-yard drive in just 12 plays. Then he capped it off with a laser-guided 14-yard pass to Dawson Knox, sealing the game and giving the Bills a 4-point lead. While Mahomes had more yards on the day, Allen proved that he could make things happen when it counts. Another 32 rushing yards further cemented his dual-threat status. To sum it up, Allen went into the Chiefs' house, dismantled Mahomes and company, sending a clear, chilling message across the AFC. But speaking of the AFC, I didn't even want to include the Jets. Let's face it, they have been a punching bag for Buffalo. Yet, at number 6, in a Week 14 outing, Allen turned into a merciless monster. The stakes were high going into this game, and Buffalo needed the W to keep their playoff hopes alive. So, who was the man you'd call on to step up? I'd say my guy Josh Allen is certainly Mr. Reliable. When Allen entered MetLife Stadium, things felt different. He didn't just pass, he carved up New York like a samurai drinking too much Gatorade. 366 yards, completing 21 of his 28 passes. He did, however, throw 1 pick, but let's face it, even a legend can make mistakes. Allen left with a passer rating of 125.6, and the final score was breathtaking, 45-17, once again proving that when Josh Allen is on form, no one in the NFL can stop him, a sheer testament to his talent. The only advice I have for the Jets is if you ever want to win the AFC West, you better do something to stop Allen, or it will feel like another 2 decades of Patriots dominance under TB12. Now, speaking of the Patriots, the dynasty is done. When Brady left, it all went to shit. But at number 5, they still believe there was a bit of a chance. I mean, Belichick was still in charge, and he's supposed to be the GOAT of coaches. So let's see what Allen had to say about that. Many people, mostly Bills fans, still consider the 2021 wildcard game between Buffalo and New England as the most efficient playoff performance ever. It was a frigid night at Highmark Stadium, and with the defensive mastermind of Bill Belichick, at least they should have had something planned for this onslaught. But there was nothing. Zero. Nada. Just Buffalo sealing the Patriots' fate, and behind this tactical genius was once again Josh Allen. He cooked New England for 308 yards, completing 21 of his 25 passes, resulting in 3 brilliant touchdowns. Further embarrassing New England was the 66 yards from 6 carries he contributed to the overall status. By the end of it all, he had 5 touchdowns, and the final score read 47-17. Capping it all off was the 157.6 passer rating, just 7 shy of perfect. I bet this was one of the most embarrassing moments ever faced by Mr. Do Your Job. Are they still asking, where is Brady? And if that didn't break any records, we are now heading into the top 4, proving that Allen is an absolute monster. Now, I bet you're asking what can beat that, but that is exactly what Josh Allen wants. Just a year later, we found ourselves in Week 4, another rivalry matchup, but this time, Miami was traveling to the sacred ground of Highmark Stadium. This was supposed to be Miami's time to shine. Tua was slowly growing into his own, and with Mike McDaniel on board, the Dolphins had a secret weapon. But here's a little secret. Josh Allen didn't give a f***. Everyone was hyping Miami, especially the defense, which was said to shut down everyone. Well, everyone except Buffalo. Miami entered with swagger, but Josh Allen was having none of it, leaving them shell-shocked. He completed 21 of 25 passes attempted for 320 yards. That's a completion rate of over 80%. The scoreboard kept ticking over, with 4 touchdowns and a career passer rating of 158.3. The 48-20 victory was the Bills' largest margin against the Dolphins in years, and Allen's performance was so flawless, so dominant, it didn't just win a game, it made a powerful statement about the true hierarchy of the AFC East. But what about comebacks? Does Josh Allen have what it takes to do what Manning, Brady, and Rodgers have done so many times before? Let's find out at number 3. Following a tough season start and a heartbreaking loss to Kansas City in Week 3, the Bills were on the road in Week 4 of the 2022 season. But that wasn't easy, as their opponents were Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens pride themselves on a smash-mouth, confusing defense designed to force bad decisions. And it worked a treat. By the second quarter, Baltimore was up 20-3, and no one believed the Bills had a chance. Even worse was the bad weather. But Allen stepped up, proving that he isn't just a great quarterback when they're winning, he has a little more grit between his teeth. He showcased his dual-threat ability like a seasoned veteran, throwing for 213 yards and a touchdown. Now the scores were close, but Buffalo needed one more moment of brilliance, and who did they turn to? You guessed it. Allen rushed for a whopping 70 yards on 11 carries. He didn't only add a rushing touchdown, but as the clock wound down, he took it upon himself, rushing another 11 yards, which set up a field goal. As the clock wound down, Tyler Bass stepped up, knocking over a 21-yard field goal, leaving Baltimore in tears. This was the greatest comeback of his career and put him comfortably among the greats. The age-old saying goes, there are winners and there are losers. History never remembers the losers. But I'd have to disagree, as what Josh Allen did at number 2 is something no one will ever forget. It's 2022, and the Bills have reached the AFC Division playoffs against the dominant Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City won the game 42-36, but what everyone remembers is that incredible ending. The game itself was a shootout. Mahomes with 378 yards for 3 touchdowns, Allen with 329 yards for 4 touchdowns. But what was absolutely incredible was how the Bills fought. Allen was untouchable in the fourth quarter, executing multiple go-ahead scores. This is despite the Chiefs preparing for 2 weeks to stop him. It was his final drive in the fourth quarter, going 79 yards in just 6 plays, that culminated in a 19-yard pass to Gabriel Davis to put the Bills ahead with just 13 seconds to go. But the Chiefs responded, landing a field goal before overtime went Kansas City's way. Mahomes linked with Kelsey, sending Kansas City to the Super Bowl. But despite the loss, this was truly an embarrassing moment for the Chiefs. Perhaps a few different calls on game day, and we might have had a different Super Bowl. All of this brings us to number 1, the night Josh Allen finally announced his arrival. It's week 14 of the 2020 season, Sunday Night Football, and the entire country is watching. Pittsburgh, who were 11-2, led by former Super Bowl champion Big Ben Roethlisberger, boasted the number 1 defense in the NFL. It was a unit that didn't allow more than 24 points all season, and for a young quarterback like Josh Allen, this was Mount Everest. But when Allen got started, they couldn't get him stopped. Yes, he threw 1 interception, only completed 24 of 43 passes, but between those errors, he made the Steelers look like an incoherent bunch of free agents. Allen passed for 238 yards and 2 touchdowns, cooking the Steelers secondary all game long. Perhaps the worst was the 19-yard pass to Stephon Diggs that took the wind from the Steelers' sails in the second half. The 26-15 victory, under the bright lights of national television, was an absolute humiliation for the Steel Curtain, proving their defense was a paper tiger against an elite, rising quarterback. It was the game where Josh Allen officially announced that the Bills were not just contenders, but a true force, leaving the league's top defense utterly shell-shocked. Now, that was a lot of excitement and adrenaline. Even I need to grab a glass of water, but at least we know that Josh Allen is the future, a legend in the making, and the reality of a Super Bowl ring might not be as far off as many people think. So I'll just leave it there, and you'd better be subscribed already. But if you need a little more high-octane action, check out how Mahomes absolutely embarrassed the entire league. You won't believe what he had to overcome. As always, thanks for watching, Frenzies.